us for this celebration this evening.
I would like to introduce Christian Botello, who will be giving the commencement address.
Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. When President Obama uttered these words, he was calling all who would be willing to make a lasting difference, all who had a vision to look forward to. Most importantly, in his speech, he emphasized that change begins with each of us. My fellow classmates, the class of 2014, that means you and me. 4 years ago in 2010, we walked into the Bonita High School campus as hopeful freshmen. Some of us dreamed to be the smartest, some the most popular, some the best athletes, and others the best hipsters. Regardless of our own distinct plans for high school, we all had the desire to change for the better. Looking back, we may be asking ourselves, did we accomplish our goals? Did we change as planned? Truth be told, we have changed much, both physically and academically. And now, on this graduation evening, change is making way for the new. We can't progress without change. As Will Rogers said, even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Our generation has been part of some of the most significant changes in the history of mankind, which is why we are the generation of change. We have experienced major changes like entering the new millennium, surviving Y2K, and facing the unprecedented challenges of 9/11. With the progress of technology, we have seen new words added to our English language such as Google, Skype, tweet, blog, and selfies. With our advanced technology, we have seen how our world has become smaller with our ability to communicate with anyone, anywhere, instantly. In our generation, we saw America elect its first black president, breaking down a major racial barrier. At Bonita, we got to see the construction and completion of the new Bearcat Gym. Our generation is one that is constantly looking for change and one that cannot wait for the next big thing. We've lived change and it is very much a part of our culture. Big or small, we expect and embrace it. Tony Robbins said that by changing nothing, nothing changes. Change for the better doesn't have to start big and grand. It can begin with small seeds of passion, vision, and hope. On July 12, 1997, a young person about our age was born in Pakistan. In the place where she grew up, the Taliban at times banned girls from attending school. As a tween, this girl had the courage to write on a BBC blog about the oppression of the Taliban rule while promoting education for girls. Her bravery and vision for girls in her country caused her story to be featured in a New York Times documentary. Then, in 2012, a gunman shot her and left her in critical condition. Fortunately, she recovered, and her resolve has never been stronger. This brave girl of our generation is Malala Yousafzai. Because of her, the UN launched a petition demanding all children be in school by the end of 2015. Because of her, Pakistan ratified their first right to education bill, and she became the youngest person to be nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. While we do not have to get shot for what we believe in, there may be times when we will need to stand up for the changes we feel are necessary to make this world a better place. If Malala can stand up to one of the most feared organizations in the world, where freedom of speech is not valued, then what more are we capable of doing here in a country where we have the freedom to do so? We, the class of 2014, are a generation with the power in our hands to change things for the better. Sure, change may cause us to lose things, but we can gain something better. As far as our class is concerned, most of us are glad for some of the losses that change brings today. No more SATs, no more CSTs, no more intervention, and no more high school. But that type of change isn't meaningful on its own. No, change to make the world, our communities, a better place is the type of change that matters. Each of us can contribute to that change wherever we go from here. Whether it be college or work, may we be inspired by Steve Jobs' advice that We do what we believe is not just average, but great work. When we do great work, our personal standards are raised and the world around us will automatically change for the better. Change isn't easy. Just look at the successful movements before us. Many of them were long and strenuous. Some of these causes have been so tough, they have been prefaced by the word fight. The fight against those who have tried to hurt us, Mandela's fight against apartheid, and the fight for women's rights, and yes, that includes young girls too, are but a few examples. Yet the goodness behind these causes is what made them worthwhile. In the same manner, change can and will happen in our lives if we so desire. If our past is not what we plan, then change it. Because our life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. For the graduating class of 2014, a new change in chapter begins today. Today, we are given a new opportunity for new goals and a new future. In the next couple of years, we're going to be making important decisions on what we will study, where we will work, whom we will date, and perhaps even marry. So now is the time to improve what is working in our lives and change that which is not. Now is our time to have the strength of Nelson Mandela, the vision of Steve Jobs, and the courage of Malala Yousafzai. Lastly, as we face important world issues ahead of us, such as security, privacy, and sustainability, let us remember that each of us, in our own individual capacity, wherever we might be, has the power to tackle these and any other issues that come before us. My fellow class of 2014, we are the generation of change, and we are the change that this generation is waiting for. Thank you.
Go Christian!
Come on, sorry about that.
Yeah, Christian.
Thank you, Christian. Please welcome the senior ensemble to perform the